Morning guys, it's a very frosty Friday the 27th of November and the car is loaded and I'm off fishing for a couple of days. So I'm off to Islands Fishery, my first ever visit there. I'm doing 2 nights. I'm doing one night in one swim, then another night in another swim. I'll explain that to you later. But for now, let me get the windscreen defrosted, the engine started and get on our way. I'll see you in a bit. Morning guys, as you can see I'm in the swim. Now on this lake you book the swim in advance, so you can't get to the lake, try and find any spots or see any fish and fish to them. So you book your swim and you take your chance really. So whereas I'd normally get the rods out pretty sharpish, what I'm going to do today is actually going to set the bivvy up and take my time looking at the water, just seeing if I see any signs of carp, if it's bubbles or little swirls or anything, to give me an idea where to put the baits for the night. So I'm going to set the bivvy up first, completely different to how I normally set up. It's a lovely morning, it's not like I need to get out of the rain, but I set that up, keep scanning the water and see if I get any clues as to where to put the baits. So let me get started and I'll catch you in a bit. Watch guys, I've just been fiddling around with a marker. I found a couple of spots. Right hand rod's going on a 3 foot, just over 3 foot deep gravel spot. Lovely, nice bottom. And so that's the right hand rod salted. Middle rod is going towards another island. I'm not going too close. It's just over 4 foot, about just over half a rod length off the island. So I'm going to stick that one there. It's a bit of a bumpy bottom. I think it might be dying weed on the bottom, so maybe I'll stick a pop up on that one. Now, I've just had a quick field around over on the same island, but behind a different point. And yeah, I think I found a nice little spot over there. So I'm just going to have another cast just to ensure I'm happy with it. So let's have a look. I think that's just off the spot. So I'm going to have another chuck just to the left of that one, because that did just clip the tree as well. So let's have another. Yeah, that feels lovely. Feels like gravelly, sort of sandy bottom. And it's just over 3 foot deep. Not as deep as I'd like, but it does feel really nice. I'll pull that back on the tip. see those, you might be able to see on the camera that tip bouncing, little snag there. Just put it back a bit more, see how deep it goes. It's just under 4 foot deep there. So it's a little bit deeper, closer to me. Okay, so let me show you where the spots I'm going to put the baits. You've just seen me put the left hand rod over there. Middle rod is going to go over here, about half a rod length off the island. And the right hand rod is going over here. It's just off the side of that island, about there, on a nice gravel spot. So yeah, there's my 3 spots. Let's see what happens. Okay, we found the spot. I've clipped it up on the reel. Now I need to know how far it is. So I'm going to do the same on the baited rods. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I said it's about 10.5 wraps, just over 10.5 wraps. So I'll do the same for me baited rods, clip them up, and let it go to that same spot. So there we go. Watch, guys. So all the rods are set up. Left hand rod is a wafter XXX. Middle rod is a pop-up live system, and the right hand rod is another wafter XXX. The pop-up rig, I put that on because when I was feeding the lead back earlier, it's coming back with little bits of dead Canadian pondweed on, little tiny black strands, and it felt a bit bumpy out there. So hence the pop-up. And I didn't put a mesh bag on that. I just put a bit of PVA foam on just to help the rig settle on top of any debris on the bottom. And the right hand rod again has got the mesh bag with the boilie crumb inside. So case of sitting and waiting, see what gives. It's getting quite chilly. I'm going to sit in the bivvy, have a cup of tea, and maybe even put my thermals on ready for the evening, because it is already starting to drop that temperature. So yeah, let's get comfy and enjoy ourselves. Morning folks, 7:45. We've got a very cloudy, misty morning. Not too cold, not unlike yesterday evening, which was absolutely bitter when I got in the bag. And I'm glad I had my hand warmer in there with me. It made a massive difference. That was really nice and cosy. So what happened in the night? I didn't have any fish, but I did have lots of liners on all 3 rods. So a lot of activity out there. A few of them had me out hovering over the rod, hoping for it to take a little more, but it didn't. I had a few where they come right to the top, stop, arm out, just about to hit, it drops back down to the original position again. So that's happened several times, plus lots of little single and double bleeps. So yeah, nothing to report, unfortunately. Massive showers in the night, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest. I thought it was going to be another cold night, but I think that raised the temperatures, and yeah, hence the reason I'm out without my coat on this morning. But still a chance. Got a couple of hours left in this swim. Unfortunately, on this lake you have to book swims in advance. I thought originally I was just going to do the Saturday night, so I booked the swim 8, which is over in the other corner. I'll show you on a map, for 24 hours. And then I managed to get the Friday off of work, and unfortunately I couldn't get into swim 8 because there's someone in there yesterday, and hence the reason I had to book into swim 4. So it means before I even come on the trip, I know I'm going to have to move swims. Not great fun, but has to be done, which is one of the reasons I bought the brolly rather than the bivvy system, because it's so much easier to pick up and move. But anyway, I've got a couple of hours left in this swim. It's a good time of day on any lake now for a bite, so we'll see what happens, and I'll have a bit of breakfast in the meantime. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Watch guys, so I've moved swim. I was in number 4. I had to get out there by 10 o'clock this morning, and I slowly moved all the gear around to swim number 8, which is diagonally opposite where I was. I'm sort of the furthest swim away from the car park, and yeah, it's a bit of an effort, especially as I've not seen any fish here, and it was a bit hard to do because before I moved out of swim 4, I'd actually seen a really good fish jump out in my water, not far from the right hand rod where I was fishing, and also a bit of bubbling straight out in front in mid water. So it's very hard to pull myself away from there and come over here, which is looking pretty dead in comparison. But hey, that's how it is on this lake. You book the swim, you take your chance. So yeah, to be honest, I'm not really feeling it in this swim. I sort of feel like I'm going through the motions a bit, but it is like the lottery. If you've got to be in it to win it, and if your bait's in the water, there's always a chance. I spoke to the bailiff earlier. He came round and he's telling me not a lot's been out for a while. He also told me that cell and krill are the going baits on it at the moment. Now I've not got any of those on me, so I'm sticking to my trusted CC Moore live system and Odyssey XXX. So I had a feel around in the stream earlier of the marker. Right hand rod, I've got a pop-up live system on. It's out towards the island in front of me, about a rod length or so off, bit choddy, hence the pop-up. Middle rod is going just past the spit in front of me. It's nice and gravelly out there. All the depths are about 4 foot, and yeah, so the middle rod's on the gravel. I've got the Wafter XXX, and the left hand rod is going to the margin. Well, it's a spit that comes around straight in front of me, and I've got bait just down on the spit, and that's very tight to the rushes. I mean, it's probably too tight in all honesty. I've got 2 baits off the features. I thought I'll have one close to it. You never know. The fish do like the rushes in the winter. It's still a few foot deep over there, so it's deep enough. But let's see what gives. And again, that's a Wafter XXX. So we're fishing. It's been a lovely, warm, mild day. Sun's trying to break through. It has been cloudy most of the day, but the sun's trying to beat down on me now, which is really quite nice, and making for a really pleasant afternoon. So it would be nicer if a fish was to scream off with one of those, but we'll see what happens. Like I say, I'm not holding out much hope. I do feel like I'm going through the motions, so we'll just see what gives. Okay, so this is the swim. I've got a spit that comes round, goes out over here, and I've got one bait, left hand rod, right against the rushes about there. And the spit comes round, and I've got another bait behind where that tufty is, and is it a tufty or is it a coot? I can't tell because of the sunlight, but basically it's just past the end of the spit there, and that's on a bit of gravel in that sort of area over there. And the right hand rod is about a rod length or so, probably about 1.5 rod lengths off the island in that sort of direction there. So yeah, there's the spots. So that there is the island, and then you got a spit there and a spit here that comes all the way around to my swim. Quite different to the other swim, a bit more open, and there's only 2 ways in and out for the fish, whereas the other swim had, I think it's 4 channels coming into the area. So I'm going to try and be nice and quiet now the rods are out, and we'll just see if anything happens. I'll just turn the camera off, and the fish crashed out. If you can see the bubbles just down there, you can see the ripples coming out. But yeah, just down here, fish just crashed out, not a million miles away. So that's really given me a bit of optimism. That, yeah, confidence is back up again. That's good. Morning, just coming up to 20 to 8, and obviously you guys know with no footage in the night means there's no action in the night, and there wasn't. I've had a couple of bleeps and I've heard a few fish crash, or I say a few, 1 or 2 fish crash in the area. I couldn't tell where they were in the darkness, but I have had a very good sleep, so there's something to be had. So yeah, I've got as much time as I need today to pack up. I'm going to see how I feel. Give it a while yet for the rods, you never know, it's a good time now. It would be lovely for one of them to rattle off, but in all honesty, I think it's a long shot. But you've got to be in it to win it. It only takes a bite and all that, and these are true sayings. You're not going to catch them sitting at home on the sofa, and all the time your line's in the water, you have got that chance, and that one bite can make your session. So still a chance, you know, while we come, and we'll see what gives. Watch guys, quick catch up video. I'm back home, I'm in the garden doing this. Gears all hanging in the garage, drying out. And yeah, I knocked it on the head quite early this morning. I wasn't feeling it. I had that one fish show yesterday afternoon, or yesterday evening to my left, but since then it's been dead. So I packed it all in fairly early this morning, hence no vlogging. Thought I'd get home, get warmed up, have a bit of Sunday roast, and spend some time watching the box with the missus. So unfortunately, my second blank in succession. I've done a day session a couple of weeks ago on Watergate Farm. Just went up there for a few hours on a Sunday. Now I didn't have anything then. I didn't post any videos. I did do a bit of filming, but it was pretty non-eventful. and it wasn't worth posting the video. I didn't want to bore you to tears. I know I blanked on this one, but it's a new venue, so I thought it might be interesting for some of the people that watch my vids. So yeah, I will go back to the islands. I did like it there. However, maybe I'll wait for the spring or wait for it to warm up a little bit. So you can see where the fish are actually moving. But that's it, guys. Until next time, which will be in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be back on Watergate for 24 hours. So I'll catch up with you then. Until then, stay safe and be lucky. I'll catch you soon.